What's up, guys? Pete and Ramon here from the basement. We're going to talk about Daredevil Season 2. Just finished it, finally. I know you finished it in, like, the weekend.
Yeah.
I have my appropriate shirt on, obviously. This was, without question, the best portrayal of the Punisher I've ever seen anywhere. Silver screen, small screen. Jon Bernthal was absolutely perfect.
Yes, he was.
To me, he didn't really get a chance to shine as Shane in The Walking Dead. You know,
No,
he just...
But they wouldn't have, because he's the villain.
Right.
So, and they killed him off.
But I didn't even know, like, the guy, like, he could act. Like, he...
I saw him in Fury with Brad Pitt.
Okay.
World War II tank crew.
Okay.
He was more the same. I mean, the acting was a bit more, but it was still, like, angry, antsy, one note. And you think that's almost Punisher, but Punisher's really more, and he delivered that.
Dude, the scene, the graveyard scene, when he's talking about his daughter, and just, like, you're sitting there like...
Yeah.
And even more so, like, the one that got me was the scene in the hospital when he's talking to Karen.
Yes.
And he's talking about the toys, and like, they used to love to, Frank Jr. used to love to play with that, and the daughter used to drive him crazy with reading the book, and he told us, like, Daddy's too tired to read it, I'll read it to you tomorrow. And I'm like, oh man, like that one fucking hurt.
The moment Matt/Daredevil told him, what's that thing you say before you shoot people? Mm-hmm. And he explained it, I was like, oh my god, this motherfucker's gonna go there. This is not just angry Frank.
Nope.
And this is almost Daredevil season 0. I mean, Punisher season 0.
Yeah, no, it absolutely was.
And it's just...
I mean, we knew, thanks to The Shadow, that the Punisher was getting this was going to be a spin-off into the Punisher anyway, but now the Hollywood Reporter just broke that story.
All fucking late.
It's like, dude, have you been watching the Pete's Basement Show? We told you that shit before Daredevil even came out.
That's the thing.
We told you that back when Tommy Walker was on the program.
Yeah.
And Tommy was like, I don't know nothing.
Okay. I'm looking forward to the future of Netflix.
Yeah.
It's going to be freaking crazy. The last episode had a little Easter egg with
Luke Cage. The little trailer for Luke Cage.
Oh, the trailer for Luke Cage, but did you notice the office that's right in front of Murdoch Nelson?
No.
Alias.
Was it?
Yeah.
They're in the same building?
Yes, they are.
No shit, I missed that.
Yeah.
Clearly, I'm going to have to watch all 13 episodes again.
Now, the thing is, it's in the last episode.
Like the last... Yeah, when he walks in right before to talk to Karen.
To Karen, yeah. And then, at that point, so much has happened.
Right.
That you're like, I'm not going to notice the door. Yeah.
Oh, fuck, man. I didn't... And I remember you saying that there was a very subtle little, like, connection.
And it was nice, too. It was well done. I'm glad they didn't do anything more overtly. Because Jessica Jones doesn't really fit in Matthew's world right now.
No, certainly not.
But, now that he lost Karen Page, I mean, let's be real, she's a freaking journalist now.
Yep.
And rightfully so.
Does she become a journalist in, like, actual Daredevil mythos?
She's technically, I believe, an investigator.
Uh-huh.
So it makes sense.
I know she bounced around a lot. She was also, like, a heroin addict for a while.
A
lot of shit happened to Karen, and more on that in a few minutes. So
I'm hoping that'd be a nice way to connect them to, like, Daredevil and Foggy hire her.
Right, okay.
And Kansas.
So, now let's talk about Electra. Right off the bat. I love a woman that kicks ass, man.
She does kick ass.
Yo, she kicks some serious ass. Lodi Young is like a professional martial artist. She's been at this for quite some time, obviously. And just like... the fucking moves, even forget the fight with the assassin guy in the airplane hangar.
Yeah.
When she's fighting the kid, the young teenage kid that comes to kill Matt in his apartment, wow.
Yeah, she's badass.
Her final costume, like a little updated
nice.
And everything.
It was cool.
Yes. I kept waiting for it. I was like, yo, they gave Daredevil like a final suit in the last episode. Is she gonna get hers or like something?
Thinking about Daredevil, you know they're not gonna go with her extra sultry outfit of hers.
Right.
which is understandable.
But at the end of I almost said the end of the movie. At the end of the show, she was wrapped in like that traditional red,
blood red.
Yep.
No, blood red. It's just brighter red. Yeah.
So probably more of that to come for season 3.
I respect it.
Now,
she wasn't. Bear with me. I'm not bashing her. She isn't gorgeous.
she is not.
But she's attractive.
Yep.
And she's sultry, and she carries herself in such a way. It's like, damn.
Very sexy.
I was like, ooh.
Yeah.
You know, okay.
But sometimes though, when like there'll be certain lights where she'll turn around, and she looks really pretty.
Yeah.
And then she'll turn around, and you're like, oh. Like, but you don't want to tell her that to her face.
No, she should hurt you.
Like, I hope she's not watching this.
No.
It's the first time I've ever said that about a woman. Like, I hope she's not watching this one.
And it
Come and kick my fucking ass.
like the sexy one. I was like, tasteful.
Yeah.
Nice.
Do you notice how like they
Yeah.
they kind of tease around like sex scenes with Daredevil? Like like Jessica Jones was just straight up ass fucking.
That was just a violent act of sex. Yes.
With Daredevil, they're in the ring and they're playing around, and then like they're wrestling and everything.
It's a more emotional thing with them.
Emotional is an interesting word. I was thinking it was like 16-year-old teenage fun. It's like you almost like cop a cheap feel while tickling the girl or some shit.
Well,
Did that make me sound like a creeper?
a little bit, but that's okay. I took it as emotion because of who they both are. They're both damaged people that never really had childhoods.
I did like the fact she's like, don't hold back, and it's like, boom, I'm not. That was good.
Yeah.
I mean, he didn't like outright Deca, but I mean, they were.
The chemistry between the two was fantastic.
It really was good. Stick is fucking badass.
He steals the scene. Whenever
He does.
He's like, okay.
He's just such a cold-hearted prick.
Yeah. Whenever he's on, it's like, Stick, season 2.
Yep.
This is the way it is. Like, he's a bastard.
Yeah. He is a dick.
He's 99.9% dick, 0.1% heart. Mm-hmm. And then you see the little girl Electra.
Yeah.
Oh my god. She whoops ass too. I would not fuck around with that little girl. Like, I'd cross the street. Go ahead. That's your street. It was just...
Little kid got moves, man.
Who the fuck are they getting to cast this shit?
They're like...
choreographing this.
Shit, man.
Okay.
Now we have to talk about it.
It being...
You know what's coming. The one thing that... I can't say... The one thing I didn't like... So far. I mean, I'm sure if I really got nitpicky, I could find a few more things.
Yeah.
But, see, I don't know a lot about the Daredevil mythos, but the one thing I do know is that Bullseye kills Electra.
Yes.
And that is a hard fucking sell for people who, for a book that, I'm not saying it has stuck to canon and everything, or it has stuck to any particular storyline, but that particular instance in Daredevil's life,
It's a classic.
yes, it's so canon that to change that on people, and I know why they did it. I know why. Because Electra only appeared for this season. She was obviously a big part of Matt's life. They had their differences. They loved each other. They hated each other. The whole 9 yards.
Yeah.
And then they were going to run away with each other. She pretty much had to die. One of two things was going to happen. I was waiting for, like, the last scene. Let's say that, they got 1 million guys coming up the stairs. They got 1 million guys on the rooftop. Truthfully, I was waiting for them to go outside, and Frank had already mowed all those guys down.
That would have been nice.
That was what I was truly waiting for. That Frank shows up a little late in that
But
scene.
Daredevil would have heard all that.
He would have heard all that. You're absolutely right. So they go out, and I was expecting a fight to the death again with Nobu, and he loses, and she takes over the leadership of the Hand. That's what I thought was going to happen.
Yeah.
The fact that he killed her the same way Bullseye did with the Sai, which was a little whack though too, because she didn't really lose the fight. She kind of got in the way of him stabbing Matt.
It's love.
Whatever. Either way, it wasn't. I don't think to most people. I don't think that was a very heartbreaking scene. And in the comics,
I didn't take it as heartbreaking.
No, not at all. You almost took it as like you were waiting for it. You and I were waiting for it.
Yeah, we knew it.
And I think most of the people who watched this were waiting for it.
Mm-hmm.
I have one of my friends who is still in the midst of watching it, and she's not done yet. And she's not a comic book fan, but you know, she got into Daredevil, so I'm waiting to hear what she thinks of that.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, because just from a layman's perspective.
It's always good seeing somebody else's, yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Point I'm making is, this was not a heartbreaking scene, but in the comics, there was so much more. Frank Miller put so much more into Electra that when Bullseye killed her, you were just like devastated.
Well, see, that's the problem with Netflix version. It was limited to 13 episodes. Not really 13 episodes because she wasn't in the first one, was she? In the first episode?
No, not at all.
No. So they had to do a lot, but also explain their distance. And well, she was a little crazy when she was younger.
Yeah.
So it detaches us from getting too attached to them too as a couple. And also, we still had Karen there firmly and strongly, and she was just, her character in this is just growing leaps and bounds. So you're more attached to her. The fact that she's also a ginger just does it for you because you know. But yeah, you're just more connected to Karen because you have already a full season of involvement to her.
You're absolutely right.
Yes.
And I'm going to come back to this. I'm going to bring this full circle in a moment. Did you see when after nice cameo by Vincent D'Onofrio?
It's not a cameo. He's just like,
he's in for a couple of episodes.
Yeah, and he steals the fucking show too.
And now just perfect comic book accuracy when Punisher walks into the prison, into the courtyard, and this motherfucker is benching. Each of those plates is 45 pounds.
Yeah.
The bar is 45 pounds. Doing that math, that's 490 pounds on that thing. That's Kingpin.
It is. It's
perfectly
sumo style Kingpin.
Yup.
Yeah.
Just getting deezed out, rock solid, just fucking everybody up. And did you notice at the end, he was he punched Frank. He took every hit that Frank dealt with him. He is like the perfect Kingpin at this point. He's growing. He's now adopted the name Kingpin when he had the other guy killed, and he's like, you were right. There's only room for one Kingpin.
Yep.
So we're seeing, even though he was only in in this show for maybe 3 or 4 episodes, whatever it was, we're seeing a lot of evolving in his character. And the one thing I really liked was after Matt Murdock came and talked to him, and he was like,
talk.
Yeah. But they're fucking sitting there strangling each other. Matt hit him.
Yeah.
And I think that's what woke him up a minute. And he's like, get me all the files you have on Matt Murdock.
Yeah.
Because I think just something about that punch, he realized that was probably way too hard a shot for a blind guy
he
to hit
mentioned,
him.
yeah, your father was a boxer. That's right. But you just know, he already mentions he hates him.
Right.
He hates Nelson and Foggy, and he wants to destroy everything around him.
So couple one thing with him now probably figuring out that he's Daredevil by season 3.
Yeah.
He is going to want to ruin Matt Murdock in every way possible. And I'm trying to remember the name of the story arc. I believe that was Klaus Jensen at this point. Where it's Matt Murdock and the Kingpin, where he just tears him down completely. He has nothing left.
Oh, Daredevil Born Again.
That's the one.
That's issues 227 through 231.
Right. So, and a lot already was established in the comic book by this time, but this is when he learns who he is. He just tears him down to his basest components, and he's going to want to do that in this series. And how is he going to do that? He's going to hire Bullseye from within prison.
Yeah.
Before he even gets out, because he will get out next season.
I mean, his prison is a joke.
Right. He now rules the prison.
Oh my God. So completely and utterly. It's another sign of Kingpinness.
Yep. He's going to hire Bullseye to kill Matt. And later on, now I believe this was during the Kevin Smith run. Spoiler alert, guys, just in case you've never read Daredevil and this was in probably the early 2000s that this run happened, Bullseye's going to kill Karen. You remember that, right?
Yeah.
When he threw Daredevil's billy club back at him, and she got in the way.
Yeah.
That is going to be such an emotional hit for everyone watching, because like you said, we have had now, by the time it happens, 3 seasons to basically fall in love with Karen.
Yeah. If you haven't already with the first,
If you haven't, you're heartless, and, just, I don't know. You might want to get your head examined. She's such a sweetheart of a character that you can't help it. So, it's probably the only reason that I could forgive the deviation from the canonical storyline.
Also, the build-up doesn't give Bullseye enough chance to build up his character.
Right.
So they would have thrown him in there. Who would have hired him? Why?
And all of a sudden he comes in and kills Electra, and what happened?
Yeah.
So, best that they save him now for season 3. I was hoping, against hope, that he would show up here. But, I had my theory that he would get hired to kill the Punisher, but obviously not. Daredevil season 3 is going to fucking hit like a sledgehammer. Maybe we'll even get to see Gladiator.
Yeah. You saw him with the little buzzsaw.
Every time. This is the second time he's picked up that buzzsaw.
You saw Stiltman still has his outfit there?
No, I missed that one.
The background still.
What if Daredevil, what if Bullseye winds up killing whoever Betsy is, if Kingpin finds out that Melvin's been making stuff for Daredevil, and that pisses him off?
That definitely will piss him off.
It would be nice to, I like Melvin. I like him a lot.
Yeah.
It'd be nice to see him evolve finally into Gladiator.
Which is still kind of a reluctant villain.
Oh, yeah.
But that's fine. I would love to see, and this just hit me, Electra as the leader of the Hand.
It's eventually going to happen. I mean,
And Iron Fist. That'd be a nice way for them to crossover.
That's true. What if they do bring that in? Maybe that'll be like a last episode kind of teaser.
I mean, technically, that's what they could defend against as defenders.
They could. I mean, it's going to have to be like street level crime.
And big.
Yeah.
So, it's just... But yeah, there's a kung fu-ness there, and the old lady was still around.
Yep, Madame Gao. She was cool.
Yeah. It was damn good. And at first, I started watching it Friday. Friday late. If not, I would have watched it all Friday. But I thought it was going to start showing Friday night. Mm-hmm. It said it was like Friday 4 a.m.
Yeah, because it all drops at simultaneously around the world.
Yeah.
And it just happens to be wherever your time zone is.
Yeah.
I mean, if we were in California, it'd be 1 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
If we were in fucking Hawaii, it'd be like 8 p.m. or some shit.
And I was up early, so I don't know what. Anyways,
I tried to stay awake, man. I was up until like 3 or 4, just watching a couple of Game of Thrones episodes, and I'm like, I crashed. I couldn't do it.
But after watching the first 3 or 4, which is almost like its own arc, I was just fucking hooked. And
Right. Once the Punisher gets arrested, you're pretty you can kind of relax a little bit. And I had people texting me, asking me Punisher questions. One of my friends at work, Alejandra, was like, "Does the Punisher have anything against killing women and children?" Which I think I answered this on the show. I was like, "No, not if they're the bad guys." Or they're helping the bad guys,
yeah.
Which is, at that point I had only seen the first episode, so had she, and which I loved when the security guard kind of drew his gun on him, and Frank just kind of discharged the magazine, threw the gun in the trash, and then later on, when he was talking to Karen in the hospital, and he says, you were never in any danger, I was never gonna shoot you.
Yeah, I knew what I was doing. I shot the car you were in, but it wasn't you.
Which. Here's another point. We never quite got an answer, at least I don't think, unless I glossed over it somehow, to whoever killed the DA rather, and whoever killed whoever shot up Karen's apartment with that fucking hail of bullets.
It was
done to frame Frank, but it was way too sloppy. Maybe it was those guys in the
military version of it. Yeah.
Okay, so it was them guys.
Yeah.
Okay, I wasn't sure if it was I just had this little quick theory that maybe the Kingpin was hiring somebody to.
Yeah, it was them. it's almost perfect how at first he had his own little armory in that apartment, but then in the end how
he finds like the Colonel's shit, and
which is like grade A shit, and it's the armor.
Did you see the outline of the skull like on the armor? And you're like, oh, I see what he's gonna do there. The teeth and the como se llama the and the the cheekbones and shit. That was what that was. Okay. It looked like kind of a cup and an ass, but that was the cheekbones of the skull. That's what that was.
Okay.
Yeah.
Say so.
Yeah.
It's just.
I love that he calls him Red.
Yeah. There's already like a camaraderie between the two. They don't like each other. The aspect, his speech, you're doing it wrong, and him, you're going too far. And
Matt was kind of on the verge there when he's like, maybe just this once, maybe your way's the right way. And he's like, no, not just once, idiot. All the time.
He wouldn't have to worry what's coming his way in season 3 if he would have done just Kingpin in.
Yep. Oh man, I cannot wait for the official news to drop on the Punisher. Like, we'll have to just backtrack on our Instagram, guys. Hopefully you caught it.
It's annoying.
Way back when.
Having to wait for the official confirmation from these guys.
It really is. It's annoying having people not believe us still.
Yeah, it is.
Like, we dropped that shit months and months ago.
Yeah.
Guys, I hope you enjoyed Daredevil as much as we did. Hit us up, questionsatpetesbasement.com, facebook.com/PetesBasement, and of course follow us on Instagram and Twitter for all sorts of up-to-the-minute reviews and funny pictures and rumors like the Punisher getting his own Netflix series that we told you about months ago. Yeah. We drop it on Instagram, guys. If that's not a reason to follow us, I don't know what is.
Seriously.
I mean, we do post a lot of like hot women too, so that's probably a good reason. That about does it. Anything else?
No, that's about it.
All right. If there were any Easter eggs, guys, that we might have missed in Daredevil, definitely write to us, questionsatpetesbasement.com, and let us know, and we'll go back. I'm definitely going to watch it one more time, at least.
I haven't watched the first one twice, but this one I will.
Okay. Yeah, this one's definitely worth your time to watch twice. Even the choreography, oh man, the fights between Daredevil and Punisher. Yo, Punisher kicks fucking ass, though. Military training.
Some serious badass fighting.
The prison fight.
Oh my god.
Oh man, if that is any indication of what the Punisher miniseries could be, I mean, the Netflix series could be.
It's crazy.
Just take every Garth Ennis story and you've got series upon series, like, for the next 10 years. Mm-hmm. Oh, it's going to be good.
Pete's Basement is copyright 2015, Ripped Productions and Pete's Basement, LLC. All rights reserved, so go fuck yourself.